basics is, look, just get them to your house. Same way you would if you were having a Super Bowl party. The same way you would if you were having a Mayweather fight night party, or if you were having Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner or a 4th of July celebration, Memorial Day, and you invite people, you have a barbecue or something. Look, but now you want to always be truthful. You don't ever want to invite under one notion and have them show up and you flip it into a business meeting. But my point is, you don't have to think of a script on how to invite somebody to a Super Bowl party. You just say, look, I'm having a party at the house. Come on by. I'd love for you to be there. Same concept. Look, I'm having a meeting at my home because I just started a business. I'm excited about it. I'm launching my business. I want to show everybody that I love what I'm doing because there's an opportunity, if you're interested, where you can make money. But either way, I need you to support me. Come by my home on such and such a day at such and such a time so you can see what I'm doing. And just get them to the house. And then arrange it to where your senior partner is able to call in if they're not in your local market, do a speakerphone call, or we'll walk you through some other ideas like having them press play on the DVD or having them go to YouTube and watch the presentation. But the point is, we want to get as many people as you know under one roof as fast as we can to at least launch the business. Now, that's just to open up the process. That is not the end-all, be-all, because we've had some people that have their home meeting. Guess how many people show? None. We've had some people have home meetings. Guess how many people show? One. How many get in? None. So we don't ever want that to be the end-all, be-all of whether or not this thing works or whether or not they're still excited about the business. Instead, we want to make sure that we use that just as a launching pad. From there, you've got every single day to build your business. I don't believe, it's like, you know how you see that sign in a store establishment that says open 24 hours, and that little neon light is always on? That's what I want you to visualize in your brain. You are open 24 hours. It's always on. You don't close. Now, why? Because this whole business is about leverage, so you don't close even when you're sleeping. If you put something in place, your business may not be sleeping. So therefore, you've got to learn this process of what do you do on a daily basis, even after your initial launch meeting. What are you doing every day? Well, I'm adamant about teaching the baseball diamond approach. And you know the concept of baseball team. You go around the bases, you score. The team that has the most people to score at the end of the 9 innings, the team with the most runs wins. The person who scored the most bases wins. So bottom line, how do we get people to win in this business? It's getting people around the bases, just like the game of baseball. How do you get someone on first? How do you get someone on second? How do you get them on third base? How do you bring them on home? And the definition of scoring in our business is someone saying to you, after they've gone around these bases, they say to you, I'm ready to get started. I'm in. Sign me up. What do I do next? I'm ready. I mean, that's scoring in your business. So in order for you to do that and get people to score, let's first focus on getting them on first base. Now, you might have the ability to hit a double, get them on second base, but let's start with just hitting regular base hits. How do you get somebody on first base? What do you say to people? You're brand new in this business called 5 Links. You've got family members and friends that don't have a clue what 5 Links is. They've never heard of it. And the first person they're going to hear anything about it from is going to be you. So what do you say? Write this down. Let me share with you. I teach in threes. Why? Because the brain remembers threes. Because we've all heard, even as children, that something is as easy as 1, 2, 3. So, you know, we learn in threes. Therefore, there are 3 bullet points that I believe that you ought to use in your verbiage to get someone to get on first base. What do I mean by that? Okay, how do we get someone on first base? Here are the 3 bullet points. Number 1 is making money. Number 2 is the word information. And number 3 is less than 30 seconds. So now, let me go back over that. Number 1, money. 2, information. 3, 30 seconds. What do I mean by that, Steve? Okay, here's what I mean. I mean, if I were to approach my family, friend, coworker, neighbor, any relative, loved one, whatever, I'm going to use those 3 bullet points. I'm going to say, hey, Cousin John, listen, man, I found a way to make some pretty serious money, and I need to get you the information, like, immediately. However, I need 30 seconds of your undivided attention. That's it. When can I get 30 seconds of uninterrupted, undivided attention? Now, when you pose that question to anybody, 100% of the time that I've been teaching it, the answer is going to be right now. Nobody's going to put you off till later if you are not mentioning 5 links, you're not mentioning 249 to get in, you're not mentioning deregulation, you're not mentioning energy, you're not mentioning VoIP, you're not mentioning any of that, you're not mentioning network marketing, you're just saying, look, I found a way for us to make some real big money. I need to get you the information like ASAP. When can I get 30 seconds of your undivided attention? That's all I need is 30 seconds. When can you give me that? They're going to say right now. So what is your answer? Again, thinking in threes, you're going to say 3 words. After they say, I got 30 seconds right now, what should fly right off your tongue is write this down. That's it. Write this down. So when they look at you like, what do you mean? Write this down? Yeah, write this down. And then you give them any one of the pre-recorded messages. Folks, that's all you want to do. That's getting them on first base. Now, you might be thinking, that's pretty easy. This is not a difficult business. So guess what? Any one of the pre-recordeds, my number is 888-488-2584. You all know that if you're already in this. Dwayne Johnson's number, 786-522-3605. Jason Guck's number, 585-420-4582. Phil Gertie's number, 877-365-5469. Then you got Platinum SVP, Mondez Holloman's number, 585-598-4342. So you've got, any one of these leaders. Now, my suggestion, listen to all of them, team, so that you can figure out which one you think you might want to use on whatever particular potential partner you want to use it on. So don't use the same one for everybody unless you just find one that you find is universally exactly like you want it. So once you do that, you say, write this down, and you give them the pre-recorded number, they're on first base. So you ought to automatically know, all right, my next goal, let me get them on second base. So now second base is moving them to see a bigger picture, because what will happen is, let's just say when you say write this down, they say, okay, and then they look at you and say, well, what is this? Now, you're still talking about first base here. What is this? Your answer is very clear. Answer the question. And here's what it may sound something like. You know what, John? It's a pre-recorded message. It's only 2 minutes long, but that'll explain the concept of what I'm excited about. So there's more information to get you, John, but I don't believe in wasting anybody's time. I'm not going to waste your time, my time, or anybody else's. So at least listen to that so that we can first establish whether or not there's an interest. And if there is, I'll get you more information. But I don't want to take more than 2 minutes of your time, man. Listen to that when you can and get back to me. That is how you get them on first base. Now, does it sound like I'm chasing them? No. Does it sound like I need them? No. Does it sound like I'm desperately requesting that he join? No. I'm saying I found a way to make money. It's only going to take you 2 minutes to hear about it. Go check it out. If you're interested, get back to me. That's it. And I'm going to give them the number. That's it. Now, I shared this in Northern California, and I want to repeat it to all of you. What does a leader do? If you don't hear back from the person you've given the pre-recorded message to within the first 24 hours, what do you do as a leader? Very simple. Call that person back. Follow up. Hey, look, man, John, did you get a chance to listen to that pre-recorded message? Now, of course, you're going to have some people say, oh, no, Steve, I didn't get a chance to hear it yet. Look, there's no script to use, but I would say something like, John, look, man, it's 2 minutes. I know you're busy, but if you're interested in making some money, you've got 2 minutes. Matter of fact, hang up with me right now, go call that number, and call me back in 3 minutes. Let's just talk for 30 seconds to find out whether or not you're interested. That's it. So, I mean, I'm letting them know, look, I'm not asking you to take an hour out of your day. I'm saying sit down, listen to this, and call me back. That's it. And so if they call back and they show interest, now we can talk about moving them to second base. Second base is a little bit more detailed because they're going to be required to watch a full overview. But the thing is, you've already established that they're interested. So watching a full overview is not asking too much of them if they like the concept of making money every time somebody's paying a bill. So when they say that and they say, yeah, I'm interested, great. Then we want to get them on second base. Now, how do we do that? If they come back, hey, Steve, listen, this is John. I listened to that message, man. I really like what I hear, but I don't have a full understanding of how it works. I know it mentioned you can make money every time people are paying their bills, and you can get paid on an unlimited amount of people. How does that work? I'd say, look, John, you know what? I knew you would like what you heard the same way I love what I heard. But I first wanted to just make sure you were interested. So here's what I need you to do. Whenever you've got 45 minutes of uninterrupted time, I want you to go to www. and then you give them whichever website you want to send them to. Now, I personally use 5linkspresentation.com. Now, why do I use that? Because they can't go to anything but that video, and they can't get distracted by anything else. They're only going to see an overview. But now, are there some other sites out there that are awesome? Of course. Dwayne Johnson has one. C. Anthony Harris has one. Mondez Holloman's team has one. So whether you send them to 123 Sets You Free or planbforme.com or 123 System Solutions or any of those, bottom line is we just want to get out of the way and give them something they can watch where it will explain the full concept, the entire business model, without you being a brand new person having to explain it, and allowing someone that's documented, someone that's successful, someone that's made money, explaining it on your behalf and not taking any of your time. Because I want you to think about it. In order to get me to listen to the pre-recorded message, if you want me to do that, it's not going to take you more than a minute to say, Steve, I found a way to make some money. I need to get you the information. When can I get 30 seconds from you? That's all I need. And I say, well, I got 30 seconds right now. You say, well, Steve, write this down. And then you give me the number. That won't take us more than a minute. And then if I like what I hear after I take the time out of my schedule to watch it, you're not taking time out of yours. But then I go watch, I go listen to it. I call you back. Hey, man, I like what I heard. How does this work? How do I get more information? How do we get paid on people we don't know? I don't get that. And you say, well, look, Steve, tonight when you get home, go to www.5linkspresentation.com. That will give you the full understanding of how this model works. You're going to hear it from one of the double platinum SVPs. He's made millions of dollars. His name is Steve Carter. Just watch that. And if you like it, let's talk again. But you'll definitely have more of an understanding of how it works. So hit me back tomorrow and let's talk after you watch it. Okay, great. Now, how long did it take for you to give me the website to write down? Maybe a minute? Well, see, at this point, you've only taken up a whopping 2 minutes of your schedule to get me to have already heard the pre-recorded and to have already watched a full presentation. And so now if I come back to you, I know it's $249. I know it's a residual income opportunity. I know I'm marketing essential services. I know the name of the company is 5 Links. I know I need to build a downline. I know I can get paid passive income on essential services that I can sell. I know all of that right now. So now when I get on the phone with you, I can ask some specific questions of how X, Y, or Z works. But even then, you're not going to sit there and try to entertain my conversation. You know what you're going to do? Get me on third base. Now, third base is getting me on the phone with your senior partner who can answer the questions. That is it. And I'm telling you, if I was the senior partner which I am on a daily basis to my organization, all I do is relate that to that person and let them know right out of the gate that, look, I understand you're interested in what we're doing. Such and such tells me that you like what you see. But before we get into talking the logistics of 5 links, let me point one thing out. Do you realize how long it took, let's say Steve was the person's name, how long it took Steve to actually get you on the phone with me? Maybe 2 minutes. He took a minute to give you a pre-recorded 10-digit number. You wrote that down and you listened to it on your time. Then he took maybe one more minute later on afterwards, after you expressed interest, to have you write down a web address. You watched that on your own time, 45 minutes. But again, Steve took 2 minutes to give you that information. So here's the reason, John, that I'm pointing that out, is that if you can find windows of 2 minutes throughout your day, you realize how many people you can get in front of this information? So whether your schedule is flexible, whether it's ridiculously hectic, I just wanted you to realize that there's really no such thing as not being able to squeeze this in. So now that I pointed that out, because we put 60,000 people in business, now that I pointed that out, are there any questions you have in regards to what you saw? And see, now the senior partner opens it up to an intelligent conversation. They may say, listen, when you talked about overriding residuals, how does that work? When you talked about I can make money on people I don't know, okay, is that because other people are signing up their family? When you talked about this, or when that person said this, or when I heard that, now they're, okay, they said it was $249, but then at the end they said it was $400. So what does that mean? Because all of these things are being said without you having been the one to say them. So they can ask your senior partner any of that stuff. And so I just believe that we've got to get good at getting these people through the pipeline, getting them on first, getting them on second, getting them on third, and then having people realize that, man, if they can do that, I can do that. And then, of course, the whole second base concept is any form of a presentation. It doesn't have to be a website. It could be a DVD. It could be come to my house on Sunday, I'm having a meeting. It could be, look, this weekend we're having, if it's a Friday, you're piquing somebody's interest. Tomorrow we're having a big event right here in Dallas. I mean, the thing is, second base just simply represents a presentation. And I just believe wholeheartedly that second base needs to follow first base within 24 hours. So if you get somebody on a pre-recorded message, they have to be on second base by 24 hours from then. Don't wait. If you pique somebody's interest on a Monday or Tuesday, don't start talking about the Saturday meeting. There are far too many days that go by in between that. So you want to get them immediately in front of the big picture. When the iron's hot. Strike right then and there. Don't wait, because now if they are interested, they'll go to the website and actually watch it, or they'll come out to a meeting if they just heard the pre-recorded yesterday. It's fresh in their mind. They're interested in getting more information. So they're interested. So you want to get them out immediately, folks. And then, when we do these third base calls, we're just, at that point, as experts, finding out when they see an opportunity for themselves. That's it. Now, I want you to compare that to meeting somebody at a restaurant, sitting down, bringing your laptop, having to know the information with that, in that regard. All of those things that come with what we like to call the old school way of building network marketing. So I'm just thinking that, guys, look, this is 2013. I showed some snapshots of my actual chat logs from text messages on my actual iPhone. I showed that at the training this weekend at the regional with myself and Jason Gook and all of us in the room. I showed real conversations that I have with prospects, real conversations that I have with business partners, all via text. And I'm forwarding these messages. Hey, John, this is Steve Carter. I'm calling you on behalf of Jason, and I understand that you're interested in what we're doing with 5 links. Give me a call. Let me know a time frame that we can chat for a couple minutes today, and if it matches my schedule, I'll be happy to give you a call. Those types of things, to where we're getting all this established via the technology that we have called a cell phone. Most people are going to check their cell phones way before they check their emails. Most people are going to check their text message as soon as it comes through. So I just believe, you guys, we have got to do a better job of really, really, really getting this information in people's hands immediately. Now, in closing, one other topic that I wanted to talk about, actually two, that we've run completely out of time, so I apologize that I'm not able to go through that, but strategic building. Some people were asking me about really knowing how to build this business the right way, like where to place somebody, and is it smarter to go wide, is it smarter to go deep, and all those things. Look, I'll cover that next week, but I will tell you this. I've got a DVD that absolutely goes into detail about that, and it's called How to Build a Multi-Million-Dollar 5-Links Business. Folks, listen, anybody that wants that information, go to stevecarteronline.com and look for that DVD called How to Build a Multi-Million-Dollar 5-Links Business, because it's going to teach you what's the philosophy behind where does someone go when you recruit them. And you don't want to cut yourself out of money, but you also don't want to continue to build to where you have no depth and you have no leadership growing and you got people quitting the business. So there's a method on choosing where a representative goes. And it's invaluable when you've got the right information. You'll know exactly what to do. I was telling some leaders this weekend, that changes day to day. You're not going to make the same decisions tomorrow that you would have made last week. You're not going to make the same decisions next month as you would today, because your business should be changing every day. And there's some philosophies about putting the new rep into the leg that you need some activity to go, so that you pay attention to that person, you're still working with that person, and all these different philosophies. So go on my website and order that tonight. I'm not going to charge you shipping. Get How to Build a Multi-Million-Dollar 5-Links Business. Get that done. And if you order it tonight, I'll throw in a CD with Robert Kiyosaki that'll blow your socks off about network marketing. So I'm hoping you guys got a lot out of this, guys. I love each and every one of you. The regional events were fantastic. I'm more than likely going to be at the Tuesday briefing here in Dallas tomorrow night. So if you've got anybody in the Dallas marketplace, get them out to the meeting tomorrow. And, you know, this is a matter of networking. So I know we've gone 6 minutes over our usual ending time, but I want to thank you guys for your time. I want to say God bless all of you, and I'll shoot the replay line out so that any of your team members that might have missed tonight's call, you can get them on. So with that, let me just say God bless each and every one of you. Let's rock and roll, and let's continue, guys, to make 5Links a billion-dollar company. Take care, everybody. Steve Carter. I'm signing off.